As the gift giving season is about to wrap up, I want to make a quick series of gift giving guides. That way you guys can choose something either for yourself or for a loved one that you can pick up. Out of all the tech accessories that I have tried, these are going to be some of my top recommendations that you should get. I am going to be splitting them up across 3 different budgets: an under $500 one, which is the one that you're watching right now. There's also going to be an under $100 edition, and then a no budget or under $1,000 edition in case you want to get something for someone that you really love. Which, let's be honest, that someone needs to be yourself, because if you're spending that amount of money, it better be a huge upgrade for your home or for your home office. And to kick us off, the first under $500 gift needs to be a smartwatch. I do have 2 models that I want to talk about, which are the Garmin Vivoactive 5 and the Apple Watch Series 7, which both work great as smartwatches, but I would categorize the Garmin more as a fitness-focused smartwatch rather than being a straight-up phone on your wrist. There are 2 models because if you are on iPhone, you can't go wrong with an Apple Watch, but if you want to get this gift for someone that is more focused on fitness, and by focus on fitness, I do mean that they constantly or at least once a year sign up for racing events, whether that's for cycling, running, triathlons, duathlons, whatever it may be, then Garmin is definitely going to be the better option for them. And for Android users, I cannot find a better option than Garmin. I've tried a couple of the smartwatches over on the Android side, and I still continue to go back to Garmin. So the Garmin Vivoactive 5 is definitely my best recommendation if you are on Android. And a smartwatch is a great gift because it does become an extension of your phone, and it keeps you connected to the notifications that come up. There are a lot of times that I have left my phone in another room, or I left my phone somewhere else charging, and it's still nice to still be able to get all of the notifications on your smartwatch and not really need to get up or not need to go to the other room to find your phone. You can also use your smartwatch to look at your phone if you misplaced it. So if you're someone that constantly loses your phone, it's easy to go into your phone and it'll ring or buzz your phone wherever it is. That way you can easily find it. But most of all, the holidays don't just mean food and gifts, but they also bring New Year's resolutions. And whether the resolution is to get more steps, work out more, or finally sign up for that 10K, having a tool that helps you achieve that goal through its apps, movement reminders, and workout tracking is definitely a great option. And even aside from the workout focused health, you also get other just general tracking benefits that will improve your health. Like you get a heart rate monitor, you get sleep tracking, sound exposure if you have sensitive ears, stress tracking, and a lot more, which makes the smartwatch a great gift even if there are no fitness events happening next year. The next option here is going to be a backpack, and more specifically, this is the Able Carry Max backpack. I have with me the 30-liter version. They've already released a 26-liter version if you need something a little bit smaller, but this backpack can honestly just do it all for me. I would go as far as to say that it's definitely a commuter's dream. You get tons of pockets, you get a water bottle pocket that does happen to eat a little bit into the main compartment, but with 30 liters of space on mine, it's not even making a dent into that compartment. The pockets on the outside are also really spacious, and you definitely have options to choose from, with even one that serves as a hidden compartment if you're using this backpack to travel or you just want to hide snacks from your desk mates. I also have found that with winter getting started, you usually start your morning with multiple layers on, and at the end of the day, you have less layers than what you started with. And that's where the 30 liters really helps you out, because you can stuff all of those extra layers back into your backpack rather than having to carry them around and risk misplacing them and forgetting them somewhere. But if you do live in a place like Arizona with no real winter, or you rather just carry around a gaming device with you, this next option is going to be for you. The Nintendo Switch OLED, even though it is at the end of its life cycle, it's still the best portable gaming system that I can recommend. I personally upgraded to the OLED display version a year ago, and honestly, I haven't regretted it since. There's just something so satisfying about being able to lay back and play some Nintendo titles that aren't going to be stressing you out and aren't going to be sweaty like playing Call of Duty on a PS5. You can also, with a single system, play some split screen couch co-op games with either a friend, a family member, or your girlfriend without the need of a separate second controller. Although I do recommend getting a separate one because the Joy-Cons by themselves just aren't that ergonomic. But that's not even the greatest thing about the Switch. The feature is actually being able to take the Switch out of the dock and taking it with you wherever you go and however you want to play. This brings back so many nostalgic memories of taking my Game Boy with me to my cousins and playing some Mega Man Battle Network or Pokemon. And the fact that you can still do that today with a larger screen and a better gaming system and a library of games that is more advanced than it was years ago, it's just something that you have to experience yourself. Switching gears over to upgrading your desk setup, one key accessory is going to be the keyboard. And similar to a lot of people in the tech space, I too have fallen down the rabbit hole into the hobby of mechanical keyboards. But one brand that I keep coming back to is Mode. And this here is the Mode Sonnet. It's a 75% keyboard. It's my first keyboard for Mode that I have owned now for almost 2 years, and it's still one of my daily use keyboards. And previous to Mode, I have tried some other more budget brands like Keychron, Yunzi, Kinobo, RK, which I think is Royal Clutch from Amazon. And once you jump into a higher tier, into a more customizable options, it just makes the experience completely different overall. I'm not knocking down on the more budget brands at all, especially with how much they have grown over the past 2 years, but the design differences and how much you can customize your keyboard prior to even receiving it is just a completely different ballgame. With Mode, you can customize the color of the case pieces, the accent piece, the internal weights, and the plate that you receive by default on the keyboard upon receipt. All of this is done through their configurator where the products render. It will show you what the keyboard will look like once you receive it, which is honestly really helpful if you need a visual representation for all you visual learners out there. I'm going to be honest here and say that I personally never thought I would be spending this much for a keyboard. I remember thinking back 3 years ago when I was first purchasing the Keychron Q2, it was ridiculous how expensive that was. But if you have the budget for it without sacrificing buying the tamales for Christmas this year, the keyboard is definitely an accessory that you use every single day, and making the experience of being at your desk better by having a clicky or clacky keyboard that you enjoy is definitely worth it. And speaking of upgrading your desk setup experience, these here are the Kanto Aura 4 speakers that I just recently purchased. And if you have been following the channel for a while, you know that even though I really enjoy my MR4 speakers from Edifier, I have been wanting just a little bit more. And these Kanto Aura 4 speakers are definitely at a price that's more premium than the Edifier MR4 speakers, but offer enough features that have been worth the upgrade for me. These were launched as the big brother to the regular Aura speakers, and they offer similar features like USB-C connection, Bluetooth 5.0, and RCA input for analog gear, and a sub-out option as well. The Aura 4 also is similar in size to the MR4, which is where I think the sweet spot is for desktop speakers. Usually the smaller 2-inch speakers feel a little bit too small and don't really create any meaningful bass, and the 6-inch speakers are just definitely too large for a normal sized desk. I also already own the console stands from before, so these Aura 4 speakers definitely pair well with them. And if you don't have the console stands, I definitely would recommend getting them because they do raise the speakers up so that the tweeters do shoot at your ear level, and they make just for a better listening experience. And if you do mostly listen to hip hop or any music that has a lot of bass, these will offer great bass quality, and it really gets deeper into those lower bass notes. And with that sub out option, you can later on down the road upgrade to also include a separate sub to the audio system and have the Kanto Aura 4 focus more on the vocals and have even more room filling bass, which I might decide to upgrade down the line as well. Because these speakers are also powered, they offer a simple USB-C connection to your computer without the need of a DAC or amp. For enjoying music and watching content on your desktop, these speakers do so well and are a must if you enjoy having great sound quality at your desk setup. And if you already have great desk setup speakers and are looking instead for great noise cancellation headphones, the Sony XM5s are definitely a great option. These are the best noise cancellation headphones that still come at a decent price point, especially now that they are constantly on sale or at a discount from their launch price. The sound from them is still great just like it was on the XM4s, and you still have that companion app to adjust the sound more just to the way you like it. So if you don't like the default option, there are different sound profiles that you can create. But one thing to keep in mind with these is that they still use gesture controls, and the headband can be a little bit annoying if you're not wearing them right. Even after those faults though, I still think these are a great option for working at a coffee shop, taking them to work, or even just working at your desk where you want to use the active noise cancellation feature to get into that focus mode. In the box, you also do get a carrying case, which is helpful since they definitely don't fold like the XM4s, and you also get a cable section as part of the carrying case to have the headphone accessories with you wherever you go. By downloading the Sound Connect companion app, you also get other useful features like finding that equalizer that you like, analyzing your ear shape, or configuring your voice assistant if you want Alexa on your headphones, turning off the touch control panel as well, and a lot of other features that you can just set once and realistically forget about them for the rest of the ownership of these headphones. They are highly rated ANC headphones for a reason, and yes, they're definitely worth it. Let me know down in the comments though, which one of these are you picking up this holiday season? You can find the links to all these products down in the description. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Click here to watch another one of my videos, and I will catch you guys in the next one.